Welcome back to the Games Get Played Network, and we back to discuss the Miami versus FSU recap. I know y'all probably wondering why I'm wearing this, but there was an official ass whooping that was handed out in Tallahassee this weekend, and it was only right for me to show up like this. An official ass whooping. We handled business. We dominated, and we was up 28-3 and made everybody fucking turn the game off except Cane fans. An official ass whooping.
By any means necessary. To our last breath, to the last play, we hunt. When we bleed, it's orange and green. War ready is the phrase often used. Around these parks, it's game time. No need to turn back the hands of time. We back like we never left. One thing that'll never change is the brand, the you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Games Get Played Network. I'm your host, Wise. If you love the content you've been seeing, subscribe, get in the comments, man. I love having good conversation about the Canes and about any of the topics that we have in the comments. I do pretty much make sure I try to get around and respond to everybody. So whether if it's about score predictions and everything, for everybody that's been tuning in to the channel, I appreciate all the support. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Welcome back to the Games Get Played Network. We are here to discuss Miami versus Florida State. So this past Saturday, Miami traveled to Tallahassee to play Florida State. And honestly, look, man, we was busting their ass. All right. I get it. The ending score of 28-22 does not tell you the story of what was happening if you actually watch the game. By the time the fourth quarter started, most of the people that were watching the game, whether if they were just a casual college football fan or a Florida State fan, they turned the game off. If y'all paid attention, Herb Street them mentioned, like, if you're still watching, like, no, you turned it off. We was up 28-3, and we was straight smacking shit. I told y'all we wasn't going to Tallahassee to play no games with these boys. We came out, and we did exactly what we needed to do to get the win. I know some people probably didn't like the ending score. I don't care about none of that. I care about the domination that I was seeing on the field. Florida State was scoring 53 points per game. All of that locked up, 600 yards per game, 336 rushing yards per game, almost 9 yards per play, almost 7 yards per rush. None of that matters. They were completing their average completion per pass was pretty much 20 yards. We didn't see none of that. They had 3 points at the start of the fourth quarter. 3. Them boys had 200 yards of offense. What are we talking about? I told y'all. Miami got multiple ways we can win. We didn't even get 100 rushing yards, bro. We didn't get 100 yards rushing. We still won the game. We still dominated them at the line of scrimmage. Tommy Castellanos was pressured on 57% of the plays he dropped back. Mind you, he threw that ball like 45 times. And that ain't even the full amount of dropbacks because he scrambled on like 7 or 8 of them. So you do the math on that. 50 plus passes and 57% pressures. We threw 27 passes and they got 20% pressures. Barely was getting back there. It's a difference. All I heard all week, all year from these weak ass Florida State fans, man, this shit different. Boy, it's different. I don't want to hear none of that. I told y'all we was going to spank that ass. I told y'all that week 1 Bama victory didn't mean nothing. That don't mean shit, dog. Nothing. You caught them boys slipping. Good for you. We are not them. I told you, we not UVA. Stop playing with us, man. Y'all fucking playing 2 high school teams and shit. That's what happened. When you play around like that, that's what happens. Stop playing with us, man. We are not to be played with. Miami is not playing. We the real deal. And Miami is the best team in college football. I know they rank number 2 in the AP poll right now. Miami is the best team in college football. Straight like that. Who we've played, how we've beat them, nobody else, including Ohio State, has done that so far this year. Nobody. Currently, 3 of the teams we done beat are top 25. Florida just spanked Texas. Just spanked them boys. Yeah, it got close at the end. They was on their head. They just spanked them. Come on, man. Stop playing with us, dog. Stop playing with us. We like that. We going to be favored in every game here on out. This is about Miami versus Miami. That's it. Nothing else. When the trenches is like that on both sides, and you got the run game, and you got a defense that be biting and snapping, it ain't shit they can do. Don't even let me mention the fact that we got a quarterback that all he knows how to do is make winning plays when it counts the most. I get it. Yeah, he has some turnover heavy games in his past. Cool. Even out of all of whatever you can bring up, in 2 years at Georgia, Beck probably played 4 bad games. He only had 1 bad game so far this year with us. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I'm taking Beck over anybody else at the helm of it. He understands what's going on. And at the end of the day, he's unselfish. If Beck threw for 50 yards and we won the game, as long as we were efficient, he wouldn't give a fuck. He don't need to try to pad his stats and all of that. He's trying to win. He's seen it at the highest level 2 years in a row, and he want to get back to that. And that's what we doing down here, man. Making fucking plays. Straight like that. Mario ain't playing with y'all, dog. Oh, man, no. You seen how we was going for it on 4th down last night? Yeah. You seen that? My dog Mario ain't kicked no field goal. He said, fuck it. 4th and long. Go for it. And if Beck had a little more time, he would have hit Tony, and Tony was really finna slide and walk into the end zone on their ass again. Listen, man, we not playing with y'all. All right, so look, man, like before the game, I'm chilling, and then we get a little info. We get y'all a tidbit. So before the game, we get some info. We get the real injury report around this motherfucker. Not that shit Mario turned in with the people that was already out that we knew was out. The real deal spiel. So we get the info and it's like Torrey and Wesley both banged up. So off rip, I'm like, damn, both of the starting linebackers banged up. Then they like Mesidor ribs and his shoulder fucked up. And if you notice in the game, he had got up after one of the plays and you could tell he was in pain, but he didn't want to touch his ribs. So he did like this. And I was like, damn, like you could see it. If you knew, then you knew. But you know, his ribs and his shoulder was messed up before the game. Poyser been dealing with the same shoulder since the summer. And then also Poyser had an ankle injury. His ankle was banged up before the game. So when he went down with the ankle injury, like that wasn't anything new, right? He was already banged up before the game, but you know, he gave it a go anyway. You know, he was good enough to play. So when we get this information, I'm like, damn, we got people that's, you know, that's hurting and ailing at each level. Both linebackers, D-line and safety. And I get it. You know, everybody's banged up at this point. You know, you got nagging injuries and stuff, but these were things that were brought up because they could have been potential real concerns. The only reason why I didn't get super concerned because Popo backing them up at linebacker. We got Popo, we got Chase Smith. And if Poyser couldn't go off top, I'm like, Bryce got that for sure. Bryce got it. Bryce got it. So, you know, that's just a little tidbit, man, you know, as far as what was really going on. And overall, you know, we should be good, man. We got the other bye right here. So we'll use it to continue to rest up and get healthy before we play Louisville on Friday at home. Check this out, man. We gonna run down what we saw just overall. So boom, out the gate, Florida State comes out, they driving. You know, Florida State, I'll give Norvell and Malzahn credit. Mike Norvell might be one of the best at them scripted drives. The first one, you get it. Oh, it's lovely. They driving down the field, making it look easy. We have a couple of busted assignments initially, and the defense holds them to a field goal. When I see that, I'm like, okay, boom, we get it. Ain't do nothing with it. Cool. Get it back. Tutty. Get it back. Touchdown. You hit CJ on the deep route. Bombed they ass. Stop playing. Bombed them. Easy. Perfect pass. Easy money, dog. Bombed them. And then man, listen, the way he routed Buddy. Oh, flag on the play, dog. Oh my God. Listen, all bro could do after he got routed was clap his hands. You like, damn, he put you in a blender. Y'all was getting put in a blender all night. Earl Little, hey, we gonna save that because hey, boy, between Fletcher running your ass over and Malachi putting you in a fucking blender all night, boy, you on Malachi highlight film, dog. Oh my God. I get it. He made 11 tackles. Maybe he might have had 14. That boy aggressive. And that's part of the reason why we knew we was going to be able to take advantage of his ass. He too eager to try to run downhill and fill gaps. And literally, he was in the centerpiece of all of those big plays with Malachi, getting his ass cooked. But yeah, man, back to what I was saying. You get up, boom, 7-3. You route his ass. After you route him, we come out. These motherfuckers went for it on 4th and 8. Where the boy CJ Wilson 850 You know, he one of the most popular fans. You know, he does the reviews and the breakdowns on the nose. He got a great following. And he fed y'all a lot of bullshit this whole year. Off season, leading up into the year, y'all beat Bama. He talking all this shit. Y'all not like that, bro. But he did say something that was true. That motherfucker said going forward on 4th and 8 with the score 7-3 was definitely a choice. And it was the wrong choice. Boy, threw that pick. Bryce snagged that motherfucker. Give me that shit. Sliding. Sliding on him. The very next play, flea flicker. Who bites up? Earl Little. He see Fletcher get it. He want to come downhill, pitch it back over the top. Easy money, man. 14-3. They get it back. Stopped again. Man, I'm going to tell you right now. Keelan Marion, you fucked up that 21-3 in the first half because it was finna get real dark for them motherfuckers. The goddamn elite, bruh. The penalty on the motion killed it. Listen, I did not know. So look, I get it, right? Malachi had been balling. I didn't know he had that in his bag. The shit he did on the play that got called back, bro, dog. I'm a pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. But what I tell you, bro, when he caught that ball and he turned up, I had to bring it back because I said, I know that ain't who I think it is. When that boy hit that, that boy Earl Little touched the floor twice. Twice. Go watch it back. When Malachi caught the ball and he turned up and he started running and he's Earl Little touched the ground twice. Flag on the play, dog. This boy got you out here shaking like a stripper, bro. What is you doing? Killing him. On the floor. Slide. Man, I was so hyped on that shit. I don't care if they called it back. That shit had nothing to do with the play. He cooked y'all ass, bro. That would have been a $150 plus for him if they didn't take that back because we didn't score on that drive either. The penalty, they brought it back and everything. We ain't getting no points. We end up punting and, you know, they got it back. But, you know, then we come out and, come on, man. It's light work. We going for it. Again, on 4th down. We hit Malachi on 3rd and 8. Boom, it's 4th and 2. Strike the Malachi. Soon as the strike happened, out of there. Cook something. Tutty again. Slid on their ass. Go see who it. Listen, man. Pay attention to who's in that gets the 1-2. Couldn't do nothing. 1-2. Get up out of there. Slide. Come on, man. 21-3. They couldn't do nothing. As far as JoJo, to me, what it said when he didn't get in the game is that he didn't do enough because Lyle forced his way on the field that game. Like they made sure they played him, even though I thought they forced it. JoJo didn't do enough. We played 5 receivers on Saturday. He didn't get not one snap. So he got to take the level of his play. He got to take his level of play up even more. If you want to get back in, if you want to play, you got to take it up. And if you don't like it, then bounce. But you did this to yourself when you know, with the disciplinary shit. I don't know what you did, but you got to dig your own self out of this. And hopefully you're doing enough in practice and showing enough to do so. My boy Jacoby Thomas had a fucking game, man. That was the best game he played all year. He had been balling, but he had the pick. He had a sack. He was flying around. When he was lined up on Deuce, he was clamping the fuck out of him too. That was a bullshit PI call on that 2-point conversion. But Jacoby was clamping him one-on-one. He was doing everything. He was spying Castellanos. He was blitzing. He did it all, man. The PFF grade supported what I'm saying, but we ain't even need to see that. That boy was playing out of his mind last night. But, 21-3. And once we got that ball, and Keelan Murray, and I'm going to say this too, man, I don't know what you was doing on that play, right? Because when we gave you the run, it was like you didn't want to like burst at first. You were waiting, and then you decided to like hit the gas. Bro, you had 5 or 6 people out there for the block for you. All you had to do was just be patient with the convoy. You would have went and scored. But, it is what it is, man. We hit CJ on the tunnel screen for another touchdown. At the point, it's 28-3. Y'all are cooked. Going into the fourth, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Miami doesn't do anything with it. I think we have a 3 and out. And Florida State got a TD to me in garbage time, right? That was a garbage time touchdown. They just didn't want to make it look that bad. And then we get the ball back. We don't do nothing with it. So this was the only drive that I was impressed on personally, because they went 96 yards to score. First of all, let's be real. Whoever is coaching their punt returners, I guess, y'all need to get them, y'all need to let them know they don't never need to do that shit again. I mean, ever. Bro, you're not supposed to field no ball inside the 5-yard line. That's crazy. Like, especially in college. But they teach you to set your feet. In college, most people teach you to set your feet at the 10 and don't go past it. But even in the NFL, 5-yard line max, you're not fielding anything inside the 5. The fact that he fielded that at the 4, which was probably closer to the 3, I thought was crazy. But I do give them props because that drive was 96 yards and it was 19 plays. And that, to me, was impressive. Just being totally honest. That was impressive to go 96 yards with 19 plays. And to be honest, at that point, they really had done gassed the defense. Them boys was tired. 20 plays in one drive, because that don't count the 2. The 2, that's 20 plays in one drive. One drive was almost a fourth of their plays for the whole game, because they ran 80 plus. So, but that was, that was it. And then they get the little garbage time. I mean, the field goal, then they try to do that or whatever. All in all, man, they got their ass kicked. I said all that to say they got their ass kicked. We did exactly what we needed to do. And if you watch the game, the final score didn't tell what happened in totality. And that's not me making an excuse. That's just me, overall just being real about, what we saw. Carson Beck was on a fucking heater last night. At one point, he was 21 of 23. And the only 2 incompletions he had was in the first quarter, where he threw a perfect ball to Tony actually on that deep shot, but wasn't able to connect, and one other ball. Beck was on a heater last night. And they took a touchdown back from a dog, because that when he hit the Tony, that Tony, man, he was fucking y'all up. Straight up, man. But, Beck did what he needed to do. He was poised. He made great plays throughout the game. We only ran the ball for 97 yards, but personally, I thought that Mark Fletcher and Marty Brown were being really effective. They weren't getting the normal amount on their carries, to be honest, but just running the ball and doing what we was doing was causing people like Earl Little to consistently be out of position. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because they wanted to stop the run. They knew they needed to do that. But I told y'all in a preview video that 3 safety look is ass. Swiss cheese is they defense. I told y'all that. It's Swiss cheese. We ain't even really get no yard. We got 18 yards in the fourth quarter, bro. 18. We ain't do shit in the fourth quarter on offense. 18 yards. So before the fourth quarter, we had over 300 yards, right? We had 320 yards going into the fourth quarter. We only got 18 to finish it. So we didn't even do what we needed to do, to be honest, towards the end of the game on offense. But it is what it is, man. Lyle played last night. I didn't understand it. I know they said he had been killing it in practice, but at the time when they put him in the game, I felt like Marty Brown and Fletcher were doing exactly what we needed them to do. Marty was doing great in pass protection. They had a couple of good runs, but they was sticking to the game plan. And they put Lyle in, and I want to say both times where they put him in, that first drive they put him in, we definitely didn't score. And then the next drive they put him in, I don't think we scored either. Like, they clearly were trying to get him the ball, but some of it felt a little forced, in my opinion. And then, at receiver, obviously Malachi did what he did. He was killing their ass. Should have had a $153 tutties, but whatever. CJ was doing what he was doing. He caught the bomb. He had the 2 touchdowns. He had the LLK2, the long live Kyron Lacey. We saw what happened with that news that came out. That was his guy. He said he wanted to show support to him. That's a real fucked up situation because they got the officer. The officer ended up getting one of the people at the scene to fucking lie on the kid when they said it was the lady that caused the accident. And everything that transpired after that, man. That young man ended up committing suicide the day before he was about to get indicted, with a grand jury for negligent homicide for something he knew he didn't do. He was supposed to be a top draft pick. Second round was going to be worst case for Kyron Lacey. And they literally fucked this whole career up, fucked his life up, and he ends up committing suicide because of the negligent homicide charges that he was facing due to lies that were created by the police and the witness on the scene. And I truly hope that his family and the lawyer and everybody that's involved with that, I hope they're able to sue them for that because they took everything away from that young man. So rest in peace to him. And CJ last night, was paying tribute to his guy with the celebration, the LLK2 and everything. So, it was an emotional moment. Like, I didn't realize what he had on his face until after the game when he spoke to, the media and everything. But definitely a real fucked up situation. And I do hope the family gets some type of justice behind what happened. It was clear that Shannon Dawson, like, Lofton had that one drive where he was like, all right, let me get him the ball. It was good to see Alex Bowman actually make some plays. I know it was only 3 catches for 18 yards, but to be honest, it was good to see it. And he played more snaps than Lofton last night. Lofton only had like 20-something snaps. Bowman played like 40 snaps last night. That was good to see. So on offense, we did what we needed to do, man. The O-line, outside of those 2 pre-snap penalties, overall, they were doing what they needed to do. I was loving what I was seeing. Beck had a lot of clean pockets. Florida State had a couple tackles for loss, here and there. But overall, I liked what I was seeing. I like what I was seeing, man. And I was very happy with what we did up until the start of the fourth quarter. The only thing I had a problem with was the 11 penalties, or actually, let me get it right. Because I know Mario gonna light their ass up. 13 penalties for 114 yards is fucking egregious. That is insane. And it's even more insane when you look at the fact that one of the penalties took 7 points off the board for us on the Malachi touchdown. And then the other penalties aided them in scoring on 2 of their drives. Bro, that is a 17-point swing off our lack of discipline and execution. We can't be having that shit moving forward. That's the one thing that I'm like, we have to clean that shit up. Because to me, To see that was crazy. Defensively, Keontae Scott was flying around that field, man, bro. He was everywhere. Bro had 11 tackles. I think before this game, he might only had like 10 on the season. He had 11 tackles last night. He had a PBU. Wesley Basaint was all over the place, just in the mix, making plays, recovered the 2 onside kicks. He had 8 tackles. He was flying around. I don't see them giving him credit for the pass deflection, but he broke up one of those key passes that was about to go, I believe, deuce on third down. Poyser was flying around. He forced that fumble, man. Mesidor was balling. 2 TFLs, a sack. Torrey, he was in there. He was hurt. We'll get to that later, but Torrey was hurt, but he was flying around on them blitzes. It was a bunch of times where he almost got home. Obviously, Jacoby Thomas, I gave him player of the night on defense for sure. Phenomenal game. Ruben Bain, if you look at his numbers and you say I saw some people like, oh, he struggled last night. If you say that, you don't know ball. I'll repeat it again. If you watch that game and said Ruben Bain struggled or he wasn't effective, you don't know ball. 1, they was holding my dog damn near the whole night. But 2, he was absolutely destroying their ass. Every snap, he was kicking their ass. On one of the plays, dog, they committed 3 people to blocking him. The first person just took the hard jab, and then they double teamed him. I'm like, bro, if you got to put 3 motherfuckers on one person, he dog walking. That's crazy. That's some Aaron Donald type shit, where you got 3 motherfuckers trying to block somebody. Like, what? Nah, he was terrorizing their ass last night. And when that fuck ass lineman did that shit too, flag on the play, fuck boy. When Bain was on the floor and he like rammed his helmet into his back, you know, they threw the flag on it, but it's like, damn, like you could have seriously hurt my dog on that one. Damari was clamping shit. Oh man, he was clamping. You know, prior to the start of the 4th, I think Deuce had less than 50 yards. Come on, man. You know what Bryce did. Snagging shit. Get up out of here. Blunt was out there. Ethan O'Connor was playing. Popo was playing. It was good to see Moten in the mix. He ended up, you know, being okay after the injury. Jadaeus Richard recorded a tackle last night. Dylan Day with that stick. I don't give a damn if they ejected him for it. He rocked his ass. Like, as soon as he hit him, I was like, that's targeting. But we'll take that first half suspension. He cracked, I think that was Squirrel White. Boy, he knocked the shit out of him on that play. That shit was, man. But, you know, Joyce had 1 shank on the punts. But other than that, you know, he did his thing. And then on their side, man, Tommy Castellanos was 25 of 45, dog. I'll say that again. Tommy Castellanos was 25 of 45 for 272 yards, 2 TDs, 2 picks. All of that, 20 yards per catch, shit out of here. None of that. Florida State ran the ball for 132 yards. Normally, they average 336. Yeah. 3.5 yards a carry. And Castellanos led them in rushing. And he got about 35 of those yards in the 4th quarter. We was on their ass. Chroma didn't do shit. Sawchuk, he actually had a decent game. 11 for 47, 4 yards a carry, but we shut their run game down. They receivers, I told you they was all cheeks outside of Deuce Robinson. That proved to be true. And the fact that LaWayne McCoy was like celebrating and shit when they finally scored that touchdown, and then they got motherfuckers doing the Curry, the night on 2-point conversions. I'm like, y'all program is a fucking joke. Why the fuck are you up here celebrating and you motherfuckers was just down 28-3 and it's the 4th quarter? But then I thought about it. I'm like, that motherfucker barely catch the ball. So he had to get his celly in. I think that motherfucker had 4 or 5 catches on the year before that game. So I was like, okay, it makes sense. You ain't used to this and you got, you know, a tutty, you got to get your celly in. Overall clamps. That reverse shit or sweep whatever with Dancy, that shit didn't work one motherfucking time. We was ready for that shit all night. Y'all ain't get nothing out of none of that bullshit y'all be running. I told y'all that offense is about fucking gimmicks. All them goddamn trick plays y'all running. Double, triple pass back. Man, that shit weak, dog. That shit weak. Heatherman had that shit clamped up. Earl Little, 7 tackles. You got ran the fuck over by Fletcher. Smash. Malachi put your ass in a blender all night long. The only player that probably made some money last night was Daryl Jackson Jr. That's about it. And some of his reps, he take those off, but he was causing some havoc. I give him that. He was causing some havoc here and there. Other than that, the defense Swiss cheese, like I said, dog. I told y'all that safe. Listen, I told y'all the defense wasn't gonna be able to do shit. They couldn't do shit with us. It is what it is, man. Overall, going into the fourth quarter, Florida State had 200 yards, bro. 200 yards of offense. They got like 198 yards or 188 yards in the fourth quarter. All that 53 a game, no. Them fuck boys scored 22 points. 22 points. 600 yards per game, no. They got 404. And they got a lot of that shit in garbage time, but whatever, they still got it. Cool. We forced 3 turnovers. Held them to 132 yards rushing. And one of the points I want to make too is historically over the last 15 years, Miami hasn't run the ball well against Florida State for whatever reason, right? So we normally don't do that. Last year was an outlier. So I didn't go into this game expecting us to be super duper effective in the run, but to do enough. And it was clear about the game plan that Dawson them had. It was clear. The game plan was clear. But look, man, we did everything that we needed to do. We did absolutely everything we needed to do. We got the win. We got out of there healthy. And that's all that really matters to me. I know a lot of other people, may say things differently, but to me, that is what matters. Miami did what we needed to do. We went to Doak Trash Stadium and we laid their ass down. I told y'all before this shit started that we was going up there to smack shit and we wasn't playing. They fans turned the game off. I give them credit as a team for not quitting, but they knew that shit was over. You seen that look on Norvell's face? He was like, please let me come back. No, you're not fucking coming back. You're not better than us. You can't compete with us. There's a difference between us and everybody else. We run this fucking state. Then laid everybody ass down 2 years in a row. Stop playing with us. Just, speaking from a game plan perspective, I think that the game plan was beautiful with what Dawson did. All right. I think it was beautiful. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. And, when you look in the past, we've had success with taking deep shots on FSU. Just typically, and I know they got a different defensive coordinator and stuff like that, but the explosive plays is something that we'll continue to see. And, compared to how things were like last year, right? We were missing speed on the outside. The only person that really had speed that could create separation down the field and take it over the top was Jacoby. I know Sam Brown had some speed, but we ain't gonna even get on that bullshit he was on. Jacoby was the only one that could really take the top off. And we never utilized him like that. Ward didn't throw those kind of passes from the pocket. He just didn't. I don't know if it was we didn't rep it or whatever. Like, you remember, 2 years ago at Florida State when Jacoby was getting loose on their ass with goddamn Emory. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. But taking those shots on Florida State was something I knew we were going to do. and I knew we were going to hit on some of them because of schematically how they play. But we didn't have those kind of explosive shots last year. Majority of anything that was deep downfield normally was extended, was a scramble around, a throw it for the most part. But it just looked different when you got a quarterback standing in the pocket, and able to throw it downfield the way you rep it, the way you want to. So the offense looks different. Beck's not Cam Ward, but he does what we need him to do. He ain't got all the crazy arm angles. If he had it, he might have hit Malachi on that fourth down because he put it up. If he had all the crazy arm angles like Cam did, he probably would have put it to the side. But I'm loving what I've been seeing so far out of him. And they really shortchanged my dog, because if he had hit Malachi on that touchdown, he would have had 5 tutties and he would have been at 80% completions, and we would have been talking about some type of Heisman moment if they didn't take that TD back and if he hit that one on fourth down. But overall, Beck was balling. Beck balled out, man. I told y'all Beck was going to come do what he needed to do, and he did that. And for me, this is another point I want to make. Schematically, what we've been doing on offense, it was clear to me that Dawson was a little handicapped last year. Cam Ward controlled a lot of things we did on offense. And, I said it couldn't get no better and stuff like that. That's the best you're going to get. I actually think Dawson may have had too much because, he's normally not good with working with tight ends and doing a lot of things for him. And just overall, Ward had a lot of decision making. So far, what we've been seeing schematically this year on offense, it's been a lot of different concepts that I didn't see us running last year. So, hats off to Dawson for, 2 weeks in a row, making sure that the game plan was tailored for what we were going up against, right? We playing complementary football. And that's great to see. One of the last points I'm gonna make before we get off into this film is listen, man, I'm tired of some of the fans with this bullshit. Listen, we're actually fucking good, y'all. Stop being scared bitches all the time and oh my god, we're about to lose. Oh my god. Look at this. Listen, somebody told me to tell y'all to chill with the rat poison shit. Stop being scared to embrace who Miami is right now. All of the fucking negativity. Oh, we being conservative. How the fuck we being conservative if we going for it on fourth down like that? Mario had the opportunity to kick a fucking field goal at the end of the game to make it to where they needed to score 2 touchdowns just to win. You know what he said? Man, fuck y'all. We gonna go ahead and go for this shit anyway. He didn't have to do that. Some of the play, bro, we was going for it on fourth down, 4th and 2, touchdown, another fourth down. We get it. We cut all of that conservative shit out. We're not being conservative just because a play doesn't work. Oh man, what we doing? On one of the last drives we got it on, we throw the ball and motherfuckers like, why the fuck would he throw the ball? But then if he run it the whole time, y'all he being conservative. Make up your mind about what you want, man. And get off this shit, man. Miami is good this year. We was good last year, but this year we got a complete team. Stop with all the negative shit. Enjoy the moment that we in. Man, we supposed to win by 100. No, you're not. You're not gonna win every game like that. Stop fucking complaining all the time. Enjoy what's going on and embrace it, because it's the little things that we need to continue to correct. But so far this year, nobody has come close to actually beating us. Miami has been shooting themselves in the foot, and we're still winning these games. We 5-0. Shut the fuck up with all the crying and the bitching. If you still complaining about how Mario running this program, then stop supporting this shit. Because the real Kane fans is here, and we've been waiting 23, 24 years to be good again. And we're finally here. And I'm tired of y'all doing all of that complaining. We was playing Florida, and as soon as they got one drive, I thought the defense was good. I thought the defense was locked down. I'm like, the motherfuckers had 32 yards in the first half. What do you mean? Okay, they come out third quarter, they get a drive. Cool. That don't mean the defense ain't good. You're not gonna fucking shut everybody out. That's not what's gonna happen. So far, we have played the best schedule in the country. Through these first 5 games, we've played the best schedule in the country. Fucking act like it. I get it. Some of y'all ain't never seen this shit. Some of y'all ain't been here in so long. Listen, man. Tighten up. Tighten up. Be a real Canes fan. That's what y'all need to do. Oh, man. Miami's. No, they not. They not. Stop putting that bad energy in the fucking air. We handling business, man. I fucking see y'all in Charlotte. So how we gonna do this today? This film review is gonna be about the celebration and the domination that was taking place up until 28-3. Me personally, I don't give a fuck about anything that happened beyond that. It's fourth quarter, it's 28-3, and this game was never really in jeopardy. So this how we gonna do this, man. So we gonna go back to the format from before. The live reacting of me watching it and just tuning in, man. So here we go. Boom. Kickoff. Let's get it. Let's get it. Tommy Castellanos, what you gonna do? Okay. They come out the gate with it with Chroma. Boom. You see Jacoby on the blitz. Boom. And we ain't pick up the goddamn back out the backfield. It's starting out a little shaky. I ain't gonna lie, but it's scripted. I know this shit scripted. This is what they do. They the best at this shit. Scripted drive. I can't even cap, dog. Like the scripted shit that Norvell them do, they top tier at it. And here we go. 3rd and 1. Boom. Chroma. Sawchuck. My bad. Hold a whole ass to a field goal. They fucked up. You know you done fucked up, didn't you? It was clear that they fucked up in that moment when they didn't score. 3rd and 5. Tony. Let's get it. Malachi. Let's get it. Boom. Florida State with the ball back. 2nd and 14, and they got this shit with Sawchuck. When I seen them get that 15-yard run, I'm like, damn, bruh. Got it back. Fletcher can only hold the ball in that one arm no matter which side he run into. Boom. Here we go. Easy work. Beck downfield. Blur. Flag on the play, man. Heat they ass up. They was just talking about how 19 was so good. Look at Malachi. Ooh. Yo, Mally was ready. Hey, Beck tried to fit that one in and no cap. It looked like Lofton was wide open though. And this right here, oh my God. Blender. Flag on the play. Blender. Long live Kyron Lacey, man. Blender on them boys. Absolute blender. 3rd and 11. What you gonna do? They got a fortunate first down on that. If they ain't hit him like that, he wouldn't even got that shit. And this is where it happens. 3rd and 5. What you gonna do? Great pass. Lucas was falling down a lot, different stuff, you know. He was definitely falling down. Look, boom, out of oh, turned him. Got him. I like Deuce Robinson though. 4th and 8. Look at this bullshit. Hold on. They gonna play it back. Bryce, snag that motherfucker. Let's get up out of there. Hezzy, another Hezzy. My dog is finna cut that shit back up. Now pay attention to this though, because I know they finna show it on the replay. Like all of the gimmicks and shit. Oh, they ain't even no sir. We gotta run that back. We gotta run that back. All right, here we go. It's 4th and 8, dog. I seen this on the replay, and this was so crazy to me. Look at what they do. It's 4th and 8, and these motherfuckers still trying gimmicky shit. So he's gonna do the initial clap, and then he gonna look over to the sideline and act like he ain't looking. That was part of the play. And then quick clap it, boom. Like trying to catch us off guard. That shit did not work. Snag some shit, man. Stop playing with us. That's Bryce. Bryce back there, ball hawking shit. 3rd interception on the season. Stop playing. He is not one of them. He is not to be fucked with. Very next play. Let's get it. Watch Earl. Watch Earl. Woo! Right there. Sucked up on the play. Over the top. Look at his ass. Look at him. Trying to catch back up. Looking for the goddamn run. Flag on the play. Got his ass heated. The knock back down. So worried about the run. So worried about it. Look at him. Look at him right there. Let me come. Oh, no, my bad. Shit. Too late. You and Edwin Joseph bombed. Tutty. This right here was killer, dog. This right here was killer. We get this first down here. Okay. They say they gonna move the ball, getting the first down. Get an easy first down. And this fumble right here, man. If this had stuck, great play by Poyser, man. Rip the shit out and look at him. Chroma on the ground. Yeah. Yeah, his pride hurt. That's what's hurting. Yeah. Ripped it out. Boom. Then got rocked by Blay. Popped his ass. Put him in the dirt. Let's get it. Let's get it. Rip it out. Boom. Perfect. Hit him. Put his ass in the dirt. And this right here. Yo. All right. I'm pausing it right here because I want you to pay attention. Watch what Malachi do and watch Earl Little right up here. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, why he did him like that? Oh, touch the floor twice. Slide. Flag on the play. Oh my God. Can you say blender? They lucky they called this back. Oh my God, bro. Bro, Keelan Marion, why? Why did you do that? Put him in a blender, dog. Nah. We ain't letting you off that easy. No, sir. No, sir. We gonna just play the whole thing and then we gonna run it back again. All right. So there's the penalty. He running forward. Come across. Malachi. Catch. Boom. Touch the floor twice. Now slide. Get up out of there. Oh my God. Earl. Between that, the other tutty where you came down. Oh my God. We was fucking you up, son. Man, we took advantage of his aggression. The entire night. We took advantage of how aggressive he was being. 1st and 10. Here we go. Woo, boy, he got lucky on that one. because Keontae Scott had a straight beeline to his ass. He got lucky. That boy was balling. That was a great throw. Great throw, great catch. Lucas, no. He like, damn, again? Yeah, Deuce only had like 50 yards up until the third quarter. Oh, Mezzador. Boy, Mezzy was balling, man. All over the place. We was terrorizing their ass the whole night. Got it back. 3rd and 2. It was good to see Bowman get involved in the game, man. That was good. He, like I said, he had majority of the snaps at tight end. 3rd and 8, hit it to Malachi. 4th and 2. My son said, Dad, I hope they score right here. We need to get a touchdown on this 4th down. And here we go. Hit Malachi. Oh, he turned his ass around. No, Earl. No. You in every single one of Malachi highlights. Every one of them, dog. Turn him around. Oh, dead leg. Turn it. Touchdown, man. Come on, man. Y'all boys couldn't do nothing with that last night. Look at Beck. My boy Beck on a heater. Castellanos got up out of there on that one, boy. He slid on that. That boy fast, though. That boy definitely fast. He got up out of there. I can't even cap. Look at that. Bane almost had him. Nope. That boy fast as hell. And here we go. Let's see. 1st and 10. What's going to happen? Whoop. Boom. Sideline. Okay, LaWayne McCoy, your 5th catch of the season. 6th catch of the season. Here we go right here. Pressure. Throw it up. Picked off. Jacoby picked off. Stop playing. He is not. He is him, but he not one of them. Stop playing with him. Boom, Fletch. I thought he could have got up out of here on this, but that's when he ran his ass over. Went ahead and ran Earl little ass over. Straight up. We gonna bring that back real quick for y'all. Ran his ass smack over. I thought he could have just got up out of there, but you see him coming here. Boom, run him over. Run him over. Boy, we was working you all night. Run him over, man. Keelan, you was kind of not running. Then you burst it right here. You should have made up your mind, man. You had 6 blockers downfield, bro. You would have scored if you had just slowed up. Right here. Look at everybody. 1, 2, 3. No, 6. That's 6 people. You ain't let none of them pick up a block for real. 3rd and 6. Tunnel. Boom. Up out of there. Nah, Earl, you ain't gonna make it there. No, sir. You got in that graphic too. Look at them. They running off the field. Come on, man. Outside of that, we don't need to see nothing else. Domination from Miami. It is what it is. Straight like that. It is what it is. Shout out. It is what it is. Shout out Mason Cam, man. But hey, check this out, man. We did what we needed to do. We went to Doak Trash Stadium and we beat their ass. That's all I got for y'all, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Stay locked in with Games Get Played Network. Subscribe, turn the notifications on. The content is consistently coming. Till next time, we signing out. Flag on the play again, man. Them boys was trash.